Hello, Facebook friends, hello. Hello, Facebook friends, hello. I'm feeling real silly, so let's start the show. Here we go, 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 go. Silliness. Yes, very much a silly man today. Not just today. I can hear them just banging around upstairs. The cats are wrestling upstairs in the, well, not up top here, but up. We have a floor above us. And with a room, not just like a floor, like a roof. That'd be weird. But yeah, no, they're just bonking away and wrestling each other.
Yeah, I took the blanket and I kind of hung it over the edge of the bed to kind of create like a cave.
Oh yeah,
between the bed and the floor.
Yeah, so the bed is there. Miss Christie takes the quilt and makes a book like that, and so that there's a cave there, and then you run around, and Cosmo will wait till Gracie comes through, and he'll just be, and that's why we need puppies. Did you know that if we have puppies, we don't need a bed? That's truth right there.
Well, explain it to me, Tazzy.
Well, if you have a puppy, if you have a puppy, a lot of people don't realize that when you buy a puppy, you can just give away your bed because the puppies just snuggle right in and you just fall asleep wherever you are. You could fall asleep standing up holding a puppy, so you don't really need a bed anymore. Science. I didn't think that through very well. I'll have more puppy facts later when I think of them. Anyway, so we already know we don't need a clock because they don't, because they're watchdogs. We don't need a dishwasher because you just let them lick the plates, and there's lots of stuff you can save money having a puppy. That's what I'm saying. Therapy. Miss Christie's here. Say hi, Miss Christie. Yes, Miss Christie's right there. There's less hair for you to touch. Ha 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 ha. No, other way. Oh, okay, listen. You're not the boss of me. Shave my head. Ooh, look, it's all shaved. It's all shaved. Yeah, had to get all pretty and get all shaved and stuff. Unfortunately, today I have to go. Well, no, I guess it's not unfortunately. It's how you look at it. I guess I have to go to a memorial service for a friend of mine's mom, and she was kind of like my mom too. So it's a happy, sad day. It's sad because we're not going to be making any more memories, but happy because we got to have all the memories that we got to make, right? Yeah. So we're going to go, and it's going to be a beautiful day. It looks like it's going to be sunshiny and things out. It's actually still feels very hot right now. Not like yesterday. Yesterday felt kind of the whole day, hey?
I loved it.
Well, I know you loved it, but outside it was gray and stuff. You liked it because it was cool and breezy and
it didn't burn my eyes.
It didn't burn your eyes and stuff. That's why. She's a vampire. Not a vampire. You're an umpire? No. I don't know. You just... Oh, the sun hurt your eyes, I think.
I'm a Christie.
You're a Christie?
Yeah.
You're a Miss Christie.
Yeah.
That's it. And you know what? If we had a puppy, your sun wouldn't burn your eyes anymore.
How does that work, Tazzy?
Because you look down at the puppy. You don't look up at the sun. That's how it works. Anyways, so yes, and there will be no reading. Probably I won't be reading tomorrow or Sunday. I don't think. I'm going to go fishing on Sunday, and tomorrow I'm going to help. You're going to just hang out with my buddy and make sure that he's having a good day, right? Because it's a day after the memorial and things. I might be able to read tomorrow night. I'm not 100% sure, but it'll be the only 2 days I haven't read at least once a day. I'll try to read tomorrow, maybe. I can't make 100% guarantee. Sometime. Anyways, we should probably get reading, right? Yeah. Let's read Ruby the Copycat. Ruby the Copycat is written by Peggy Rathmann. Peggy Rathmann. Oh my gosh, my glasses look like maybe I used them to stir stew. That's weird.
Did you?
Piece of carrot comes off.
Did you use them to stir stew?
I didn't. We haven't had stew for a while. Or anything like that. It just looks like they did use them to stir stew. There we go. There you go. That. Now get ready with a little drink. Okay, guess what? There's no honey in that. No. Okay. So that was very tart. Here we go. Ruby the Copycat by Peggy Rathmann, and it is by Scholastic Books, 1991s. Monday was Ruby's first day at Mrs. Hart's class. Class, this is Ruby, announced Mrs. Hart. Ruby, you may use the empty desk behind Angela. Angela is the girl with a pretty red bow in her hair. Angela smiled at Ruby. Ruby smiled at Angela's bow and tiptoed to her seat. She looks very shy.
It's pretty scary to be the new kid in a
Oh,
class.
definitely. Yeah, definitely. It's very, can be very scary to be the new kid in the classroom, for sure. I've been the new kid a few times. I hope everyone had a pleasant weekend, said Miss Hart. Do we have something to share? I was the flower girl at my sister's wedding, said Angela. Oh, that's exciting, said Mrs. Hart. Miss Hart? I keep saying Mrs. Hart. Miss Hart. Ruby raised her hand halfway. I was the flower girl at my sister's wedding, too. Well, what a coincidence, said Miss Hart. Angela turned and smiled at Ruby. Ruby smiled at the top of Angela's head. Class, please take out your reading books, said Miss Hart. Apparently all my teachers are from the South. At lunchtime, Ruby hopped all the way home on one foot.
Well, there is an American flag there, so you might be right in this case.
Yeah. When Ruby came back to school, she was wearing a red bow in her hair. She slid into the seat behind Angela. I like your bow, said Angela. I like yours too, said Ruby. Class, please take out your math book, said Miss Hart. On Tuesday morning, Angela wore a sweater with daisies on it. At lunchtime, Ruby hopped home sideways. When Ruby came back to school after lunch, she was wearing a sweater with daisies on it. I like your sweater, said Angela. I like yours too, said Ruby.
Take a close look.
I see the sweater. She's painted, so she's got the painting here, and she's got the sweater has, the daisies are pinned on. On Wednesday, Angela wore a hand-painted t-shirt with matching sneakers. After lunch, Ruby hopped back to school wearing a hand-painted t-shirt with matching sneakers. Why are you sitting like that? Said Angela. Wet paint, said Ruby. She had gone home and painted herself. So Ruby's trying to be Angela, really, is what's happening here. On Monday morning, during sharing time, Angela modeled the flower dress she wore at her sister's wedding. Ruby modeled her flower dress too, right after lunch. Angela didn't whisper anything. Uh-oh. By coincidence, on Friday morning, both girls wore red and lavender striped dresses. At lunchtime, Angela raced home. When Angela came back to school, she was wearing black. On Friday afternoon, Miss Hart asked everyone to write a short poem. Who'd like to read first? Said Miss Hart. Angela raised her hand and stood by her desk and read, I had a cat I could not see because it stayed in back of me. It was a very loyal pet. It's sad we never met. That's very good, said Miss Hart. Now whose turn next? Miss Hart looked around and said, Ruby? Ruby stood and recited slowly, I had a nice pet who I never met because he stand behind me and I'm sure it was a cat too. Ruby smiled at the back of Angela's head. Somebody whispered and Ruby sat down. What a coincidence, said Miss Hart. So Ruby is not wanting to be herself. She wants to be like Angela, right? So Ruby's not being herself. How might this turn out? Good morning, Jay. Good morning, Brenda. Ashley and Brooklyn Cheyenne, hi, how are you as well? Angela scribbled something on a piece of paper. She passed it to Ruby. The note said, "You copied me. I'm telling Miss Hart. P.S. I hate your hair that way." Ruby buried her chin in the collar of her blouse. A big tear rolled down her nose and plopped onto the note. The bell rang, and Miss Hart sent everybody home, except Ruby. Miss Hart closed the door of the schoolroom and sat on the edge of Ruby's desk. "Ruby, dear," she said gently, "you don't need to copy everything that Angela does. You can be anything you want to be. But you know what? Be Ruby first. I like Ruby." Miss Hart smiled at Ruby. Ruby smiled at Miss Hart's beautiful polished fingernails. "Have a nice weekend," said Miss Hart. "Have a nice weekend too," said Ruby. On Monday morning, Miss Hart said, "I hope everybody had a pleasant weekend. I did. I went to the opera." Miss Hart looked around the room. "Does anybody have something to share?" Ruby waved her hand. Glued on every finger was a pink plastic fingernail. "I went to the opera too," said Ruby. "She did not," said Angela. Miss Hart folded her hands and looked very serious. "Ruby, dear," said Miss Hart, "did you do anything else this weekend?" Ruby peeled off her fingernail. "I hopped," said Ruby. The class giggled. Ruby's ears turned red. "But I did. I hopped around the picnic table 10 times. And then she looked around the room and said, 'Watch.'"
You see what's on her desk there?
Yeah, she's peeled off all her fingernails on the desk there. Ruby sprang from her desk. She hopped forward, she hopped backward, she hopped sideways with both eyes shut. The class cheered and clapped their hands to the beat of Ruby's feet. Ruby was the best hopper they had ever seen. Miss Hart turned the tape player and it said, "Follow the leader. Do the Ruby hop." So Ruby led the class around the room, and everybody copied her. At noon, Ruby and Angela hopped home for lunch. Yeah. See, Ruby, being the new girl, I think was shy to show who she really was, what she really liked to do. She just liked to hop. You know, it said a bunch of times, I hop home for lunch, you hop sideways, right? And then she thought, well, if there's somebody, you know, maybe Angela in the class was popular, and so she tried to emulate, which emulate means just be like that person, try to do what they do and be like that person. So I'm wondering if Ruby was afraid to be just Ruby, right? I've done that before. I've done things that other people have wanted me to do or be like other people wanted me to be because I was afraid that people wouldn't like who I was or like the things that I like to do. And I've even done things that were bad because other people said, "Oh, well, you should do that. You know, why don't you do that?" And yeah. So.
It's very common. It comes down to an instinctual behavior
in
humans because when we mimic other people's behavior, they're more likely to not see us as a threat because that behavior is familiar.
Miss Christie's using really big words, but what happens is if you mimic or you be like somebody else, then that person doesn't feel threatened and they accept you as a friend, right? I'll do that sometimes, and I didn't realize I was doing it as much as when people talk to me. Sometimes I'll match their voice or their cadence, right?
Or their accent.
Their accent. Sometimes
people do that quite often.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Match the accent. But you know, the most important thing is just to be about you and let people like you for you. Because what happens is, what if you want to be like somebody else? Say I had a friend named Stan, and Stan was a kind of a cool guy, so I tried to be exactly like he was. And then when it came down to being like who I was, people just expected me to be like Stan, right? I don't want to be Stan. No offense to Stan. I don't even know what Stan. Do I know what Stan? I know Stand By Me. That guy? Stand By Me. Stand
That's a movie.
By Me.
And
Okay,
a song.
that's a movie.
And a
Won't you
song.
stand by me? So there you go. There's that. So just be yourself. That's the most important thing. And that brings us to this next book here that I have called I Am. Why Two Little Words Mean So Much. And this is by Dr. Wayne Dyer. Dyer? Yeah, Wayne Dyer.
I bet you he gets that mispronunciation of his name a lot.
Yeah.
Just because of he puts the W in
Yeah.
front of his last
Yeah,
name.
Wayne Dyer. Yeah. And this book is Christina Tracy, and it's illustrated by Stacy Heller Budnick, and it is 2012 copyright by it doesn't say who published it. Hello, my friend. Do you know who I am? Listen carefully to this rhyme and try to guess if you can.
Oh, it's a rhyming book. You like
Yeah, I like rhyming books. Do I live in the clouds so far away, or is a Templar church the place that I stay? I may in those places, yes, that is true, but only because I am in you. We're not separate. Wherever you go, I am there. I'm in your mind, in your heart. I am everywhere. I didn't read this book before. Let's see how it goes. You're like a candle lit from my bright flame. My light is your light. We are one in the same. I am everything that is good and everything that is real. I am the source of all the warmth that you feel. I am the part of you that shares and gives from your heart. I'm the inspiration behind your music, sports, and art. Nice big mural they're drawing, eh? I like that. I am the voice that you hear when you're all quiet and still. I'm the little bird on your windowsill. I am in everyone you see, young or old, big or small, believe it or not. I am in them all. Do you hear what I said? Are you listening? For you to be amazed by this knowledge that you bring, you will live your life knowing that it's not just you, that we're here together and all that you do. All along the way, you'll find great happiness and love, and you'll learn that wishes come true from within. So don't look to the sky when you're looking for me. Look right at yourself, and that's where I'll be. Oh, it's a book about self.
And like kind of like
Yeah,
spirituality, right?
yeah.
Like,
It's all about finding who you are, right? Finding yourself, your inner self.
the
So that's a
power
great.
that comes from
Yeah, it's all about being you, right? That's all it is. It's about having know that within you is a really special person that you want to let out and let people let people experience. You know, Ruby was copying what was her name? Angela. Ruby was copying Angela because she didn't know that within herself is somebody very important that people want to meet. So make sure that you take the time to be you. That's what this whole lesson wanted. I wanted this whole lesson to be, because if I wasn't just being me and I was trying to be somebody else, I wouldn't be here reading, right? I would be off trying to do some sports or do something else, right? I do find that I like people that are very confident people. I like that, and I like people that are very silly people. So I think I'm drawn to the same kind of people that I am. I'm very silly. I don't have a lot of confidence. Sometimes I have confidence, but other times I'm like, ah. So take the time to be you, share you with everybody, and I am going to let you go be you. And remember, be you. That's the most important thing. Be you, be you, be you. And don't worry about being perfect, because in all that you say and all that you do, you never have to be perfect. You've just got to be you. So you go be you, and I will be me, and Miss Christie be Miss Christie. And remember that every day your emotions are important. So share them, and share them with the people that you trust. And you can speak out loud about your emotions to the people that you trust, because everybody knows when you're happy and everybody knows when you're being silly. But sometimes they don't understand when you're being mad or sad or anything. But it's okay to be mad. It's okay to feel sad. It's okay to be frustrated with the situation. You just have to be 3 letters, and my buddy Justin has already written them out. ABK. Always be kind. So you be kind.
Oops, sorry.
That's okay. You be kind. And here's lots of love from Miss Christie and I. Always be kind. Miss Christie's like, is it time? Is it time to give love? Miss Christie's got lots of love coming from everywhere. I was wondering what was happening. I wasn't going to say anything because Miss Christie's just being Miss Christie. And we're going to go get a puppy. So I will talk to you later. See, you gave the love at the wrong time. I'm just going to bring a puppy home. That's
just
what we're going to.
Because I'm a little distracted does not mean I will
I know
not
you're distracted because
bring home a puppy.
if you go get a puppy, the puppies stop you from being distracted by other things because you're distracted by other things. I'm going to go convince Miss Christie that we need a puppy. And so I will talk to you later. I will not be reading tomorrow morning, I don't think. I'm going to try, but I have things that we have to do that are very pressing. So I will talk to you later. Remember, much love from Miss Christie. ABK. All day, ABK. ABK, all day, okay, okay? Okay. I'm going to go get a puppy. She didn't say anything yet. So, I'm going to go get a puppy.
No.
I'm going to go look at pictures of puppies.